My name is CJ Crowe. I'm the owner-operator of a business called Do or Die Productions. We do interactive comic murder mysteries as a trunk show for corporations, in hotel banquet settings. We had a home base. We lost that venue very suddenly, and I was left for the first time in 25 years scrambling around for another home base. I was primarily responsible for the promotions, and I had this opportunity and took it, then realized I had absolutely no skill set that would allow me to promote in today's market. I knew about press releases, targeting press releases, doing them in the proper format and style. I knew nothing about that. I had no idea how to do search engine optimization. I went online, as we all do. I started looking around and weeding out the garbage, coming up with several different sites. There were a couple of big sites that kept coming up, and then this Eworldwire. They were one of 4 people that I called initially. One of the things that was appealing about them was, as part of my research, I'd gone on several blog sites of people who were professional marketing and advertising people in the traditional sense, in that they had offices, saw clients, went out and pitched clients, not just an internet-based group. They grudgingly had very complimentary things to say about Eworldwire. I thought I'll give them a shout. I called several of the big ones. Again, almost didn't call Eworldwire because they seemed maybe a little smaller. You always equate smaller with ability to get the word out there, and I think nothing could be further from the truth. Because what I found with the larger organizations that I called, they want you to sign up for a package. They want you to commit for a year. They want you to spend thousands and thousands of dollars, and they want you to go online and do some slick little tutorial to show you all the things they're going to do for you, which is great if you're a person that's been promoting yourself for years and years and years, and you're familiar with the jargon and the techniques and the requirements. I'm not. When I started asking some of those hard questions, it was Eworldwire who sat down and, without treating me like an idiot, walked me through the terminology for modern marketing skills. They had endless patience when I would ask questions. They explained to me what the most important things were for my business, because they listened to me. They listened to the situation that I was in, what I was trying to accomplish, how strapped I was for an actual promotional budget of any type. And instead of going back to the default answer of, yeah, just give us $1,000 for this package and we're going to make this happen, they said, here's where we'd start. We'd start with a targeted press release. We would recommend that we write the press release. However, you could always opt to write it and have us just do the professional editing. They are the ones that I went the next step with them. I said, okay, I'll let you write this. And where other companies kept telling me, you just go with our package and people are going to beat a path to your door, Eworldwire was very realistic. They said, we know what we're doing. We know how to target where you need to go. We know how to get this looked at by the right people in the right way. We can't make them read it. We can't make them respond. But we can assure you it's not just sort of going out there like so much Ethernet confetti and never really landing anywhere. And I went, honestly, I appreciate that. Had a little trouble with the whole using their web tools to get the press release information sent to the right people. Had a phone call within half an hour. Not only offered to walk me through it, said, we can do this for you if you're more comfortable, which I was stubborn. I want to learn. And they said, that's fine. If you want to learn, we'll teach you. Sent in a draft and thought, okay, they'll edit it, they'll get back to me. No, all of a sudden writers were asking me questions as though they wanted to know about my business, as though they cared that this press release really represented me well and really did what I wanted it to do. So I answered their questions and they sent me back a draft and I said, it's wonderful, it's better than anything I could have written, let's go. And I sent it back and they said, okay. And then somebody else called me back and talked to me and said, you know, we would like to link this to not just your website, but your Facebook fan page. And I said, I don't really have that yet, working on that. And they said, okay. And they sent me a white paper on how to set up my own Facebook fan page. And it was very concise and it was very helpful and they didn't charge me for it. With Eworldwire, the single most important thing to me, and I think to a lot of businesses, and that has been lost in modern business, is there is someone who is actually listening to you. They're not just shoving some preconceived notion down your throat. They are actually listening and trying to help you make business decisions. Said, great, let's go with it. The next morning they said, okay, we're almost ready to go, but we thought of a few more things. Take a look at this. And again, it was as though I had my own private press writer that was enthusiastic and excited about my specific business and wanted my specific business needs to be met. And we went through it again and the press release got sent out and I thought, well, that's it, we'll see what happens. And an hour later, I had an email. Hey, we've sent it out. What do you think? Are you getting any responses? Please let us know. We want to let you know that we want to know anything that we could have done better. I was amazed. And I wrote back and I told them how great that I really thought they were. And then they called me later that day to just discuss things because they remembered I'm more comfortable with phone conversations sometimes than with emails. And they made suggestions for things that I could do in the future, but not with pressure, with, if you need our help with a limited budget, here's the next steps. Here's clearly what it's going to entail, how much it's going to cost. And it was up to me to do it. There was no strong arm tactics. There was no, and if you do it this week, we'll knock off this much money, or, oh, if you don't do it in this time frame, your press release isn't going to be as effective. And again, as far as effective, I've sent press releases out over the last several weeks as I've been trying to do this and gotten zip for a response. I've had bloggers respond to me. I had the major area newspaper respond. They're going to do a feature article on me. Maryland Theater Guide is now going to come and review our opening weekend. And these are contacts I feel I would not have made if I had not spent the money with Eworldwire. And with Eworldwire specifically, because they listened to me, because they have the human touch, because they cared about my product, and because they were willing to not just cookie cutter me, but make a strong effort to do what I needed done. And that's why I feel like I'm getting this response now. Is the world beating a path to my door? No, but that's a little bit too much to expect from one press release. I will say I feel very strongly that I am starting a relationship with someone who will help me with guidance, not just make me spend money, who will provide tools for me that will help my business, who will let me know the appropriate time to take the appropriate measures and not just take my money, point me in a direction, and say, here's our web platform to do this, you're on your own. I feel like I've got a partner. And again, that is amazing. And of all the other companies that I looked at, they are the only ones that I felt that personal touch, that I felt that my business actually did matter to them. So I'm thrilled, and I'm hoping to be emailing them after my opening weekend, which is in a little over a week, and to tell them, hey, we've got a strong start and we're going to continue going strong, and in 6 weeks I hope to be calling them back and going, okay, here's my budget, now what do we do? And I feel like the answers that I get will be realistic, will be what I need, and will be done with my budget in mind.